There was a time in my life not too long ago when I was pre-diabetic, extremely unhealthy, and feeling low energy all the time. I have to say, it's much more exciting knowing how to use food to live vibrantly, happy, and healthy every day. My name is Adam Hart, and I want to welcome you to the power of food.
Right on. Really excited that I get a chance to share some time with you. We don't have a lot of time for what I'm about to share with you, but it's important that I give you a bit of where I've come from and what I'd love to leave you with today, knowing that this is just the beginning. Pre-diabetic at 26 years old, right from a young age, had a very poor relationship with food. Many of you know my story. You've read my book, The Power of Food. If not, I highly recommend just grab a copy, take a read, because it's going to put into context what I'm going to share with you. But I come from that background of being extremely unhealthy, suffering with depression, anxiety, occupational burnout at 26 years old, overweight, fresh fruit syndrome, all sorts of food allergies, fatigue, lack of quality sleep, you name it, it was part of my existence in the past. I got very fortunate, discovered food. Through nutrition, it really started to elevate my performance. A lot of that definitely had to do with the fact that I started to get outside and started to exercise, doing the sports that I love. Rock climbing was the main one, turned into a whole host of other outdoor activities, whether that be ski touring, ice climbing, mountain biking. They're all part of what keeps me nourished and keeps me fulfilled. But nutrition was a catalyst in my ability to start to really feel something beyond what I felt when I was very unhealthy. Now, what I want to reveal to you today is a bit of a sequence of what I discovered around how I use my energy, strategically in order to produce results that I want in my life. Now, the reason why I want to share this is because it's going to be part of the dialogue that I'm going to be creating for you moving forward through Power Food and other brands that I'm creating in order to make this easy for you to put into your own life so that you get the results that you want in a matter of days, not years or months. We have a limited amount of time here, so you might as well get these results as quickly as possible so that you know you have a choice. Because when you have a choice, you have power. So I want to start off by throwing this down here. That equals this guy, and that equals... Okay, so this is the easiest way for me to explain what I'm talking about. So right off the bat, we have every day over 70,000 plus thoughts a day. All right, so I've already given away one of these, right? I think we know which one. So what happens before we have a thought is we have a feeling of frustration, anger, or maybe it's joy and happiness. But the feeling is what dictates what action we take next. So think about it. You wake up in the morning and you start thinking about the day ahead. Maybe that excites you. Maybe you're energized about that. But I think for most of us, there's a common experience of, oh man, do I really have to get up? Do I really have to do this again? When's it going to be different for me? I know that because that's how I used to live for many, many years. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that I lived off of processed carbohydrates and the sugar addiction that ran my mind where I didn't realize I had access. So what I want to do for you is to teach you just this real quick sequence so that you understand that you have a choice to infiltrate this without having to change anything in your life currently. You don't have to stop eating chocolate cake if you want chocolate. You don't have to stop drinking beer or coffee or whatever that is if you understand how this works. So it starts with a feeling. Every feeling we have turns into a thought. Every thought that you have leads into what you do next. So for example, for me, I used to live in Toronto, driving and commuting to work an hour, hour and a half every day. I'd get into the car. Next thing I know, within 5 minutes, I'd be stuck in traffic. Automatic feeling would be, oh my God, this is brutal. Why do I got to do this? I'd rather be whatever, playing video games at the time or whatever that was back then. So that's the feeling, but it always turned into those thoughts that led to the, oops, sorry, that's the wrong one there, led to the A. Now the A, you guys know, is the action. The action is what comes next after you have a thought. So for me, it would have been where I grip the steering wheel. Sometimes I'd smack the steering wheel, or I'd yell, or I'd scream. That's the response. Many of us are living a very reactive life where we bypass this entire process because it's so habitual for us to have a certain response to how we feel. When you have an action that you take over and over and over and over again, what's that called? It's a habit. You know that. So all the actions that you have been taking over and over and over again in every part of your life has led to all your habits. Every one of your habits leads to a result, right? So if you have a habit, let's say, of always having those frustrated feelings that then lead to the thoughts of anguish or despair, which again, I know, especially in the corporate setting where I do a lot of my work, this is a very common scenario. People want to feel passion, they want to feel purpose, but yet every day is driven by this go, go, go mentality of getting things done. And it's more than just a paycheck right now for many of us, and I think you can agree. So the actions just keep perpetuating the oh my God, I got more emails to deal with, oh my God, I got these meetings that really don't have much purpose for your own personal life, that lead to the habits that you have and then bring those results that you have. So whatever those are, the key here though is how do you shift this program so that your habits actually start to produce the results you want. Now what I have discovered is that my entry point is actually, and just so you're aware, most people, when you want to get healthy, what do you tend to do? What's the first thing you'll do when you want to get healthy? Some would say diet, so go on a diet. Some would say maybe go out and buy another gym membership. Every diet and every gym membership I ever bought left me feeling frustrated and guilty. So, and that's because I was attempting to fix this by shifting the action. I would say, okay, well, I'm not active, so I'm going to just start being active. But the action did nothing to solve what was happening at the root of this, which is the feeling. And for me, this is the entry point to being able to create every shift in your results in life. Now, it's very difficult to connect to how you feel unless you start to bring things into your life that represent a source of light, a source of energy that's going to give you the opportunity to create space between how you feel and how you act. The more you can create space between how you feel and how you act, it's going to crack open this space even more to when you can start to realize that you have a choice before you take action. So to give you an example, now I have been doing a whole lot more in my life in relation to not removing carbohydrates, but adding in sources of food that nourish me differently than sugar does. So what it's done is it's allowed me to recognize that place where instead of just charging out the door, getting into traffic and getting frustrated, I stop, I take that breath for a quick second, I'm mindful just for a moment, and then I realize, well, wait a minute, I don't have to be frustrated here. I can use this space and this time way more constructive to create a different outcome. So what I would do is stop, just close my eyes, take a quick deep breath. Okay, yeah, I'm frustrated, I'm in traffic, this is not fun at all, but why don't I just put on some music I enjoy? Why don't I put on a podcast and listen to something that's going to educate me and get me feeling a little different about my experience and produce a different result? The beauty of this is that we don't actually have to choose what serves us. We just have to stop and notice. It's the stopping that changes the entire progression of what action you take next and then what habits form from those actions, which then changes every result that you have in your life. Now, I hope that makes sense in this really quick script that I've shown you here. But what I really want to just make very clean and clear is that you have a choice. You have the ability to start to use your energy in a strategic way that's going to allow you to produce whatever result you want in your life. At the heart of this, it's really about attracting into your life the abundance that you really want. So if there is an area, your relationships, your career, your financial situation, your health, whatever area it is that you are not entirely happy with, there is a system that you can start to use on a daily basis, which is based on building a toolbox around all the pieces that continually add in a source of light into your life that start to crowd out the darkness and give you access to recognizing that you don't have to live off of the actions you're currently taking. The more you bring in these sources of nourishment, food being a key one, outdoor exercise, grounding, meditation, vision boards, visualization, you name it, all these are strategic tools to continually expand the space within where you are feeling right now in the moment to notice. It doesn't have to be what you might make it be right after the feeling. Whatever action you normally take, you do have a choice. You don't have to choose the one that serves you. You just have to notice to change the entire course of your history. It's a beautiful piece that I continue to learn myself, will continue to share with you as I evolve through the process of understanding how to share it. but just know that it's real. The power of choice is within your grasp, and it does not come from any sort of elimination process. Do not focus on elimination is my advice. It's all about thinking of what can you bring in that acts as a source of light, and all that darkness starts to disappear. Nutrition is a key one for being able to start to really honor this program. And at the same time, what else can you do that becomes your toolbox to start to live a more abundant and fulfilled life? We have one life to live. You might as well make the best of it while you're here. And as you learn, start teaching it with others. That's what I'm doing. And I look forward to continuing to guide you along this path to living the most abundant life ever. Thank you so much for listening. Adam at powerfood.com. If you have any questions, any comments, feel free to hit me up at Facebook, Instagram, Adam Hart, Twitter at Power of Food. And I look forward to keeping the conversation going with you. And have a beautiful day.